Hello and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic, our first apocalyptic campaign on Temple. We are, I don't know, man, we gotta start. We're planning to fly around and pick up some artifacts, pick the fights that we can. We've got a whole lot of gold in our opening zone, lots and lots of stuff to pick up. And we're doing a little bit of exploring. It is the end of the week. And we are down to only 4 of the original 8 players already, which has got me a bit concerned. Whoa, emergency alert. This is a test of the public alerting system. This is only a test. Well, that was perfect timing. My chest is a little jumped out of my heart. My heart's a little jumped out of my chest. Goodness gracious, what a start. What a day. Whose turn are we on? Purples. All right, I will say all 3 of these factions seem to have a lot of troops, which is not surprising considering how many people they've killed. So, as long as we can keep them away from us for a little bit, most of the armies don't seem too bad. I feel like it's handleable. All right, so you're going to cast Shadow Flight. And then you're going to... Can I not Shadow Flight into any of those spots? Huh. I can Shadow Flight here and get those crystals. But it looks like they've actually kind of nerfed that ability. Huh. That's not ideal. I mean, it's a normal battle. We could take it. 50 to 99 of those guys is not my favorite number. You wouldn't have any spells even if I open that up, right? You don't have Nightshade magic, no. So I can't silence if there's 50 to 99 of them. They'd probably also split them into 2 stacks anyway. This hero can fly. Man. I really thought they set that up so that you could just zoom on over. Random daylight spells, normal battle. That's an easy battle with an artifact, but we get cursed. This is a normal battle without an artifact. Let me think on this for a second. Because it is the beginning of the week. And there is stuff for us to be picking up. Scrolls of energy explosions. Like, for example, I could recruit a bunch of stuff with you and then bring it to our army. Which is probably not the worst idea. Probably not the worst idea we've ever had. Let's also check the artifacts here. We got a panpipe. We've got Uthbar's Signet, Ring of Destruction, all tier 2 spells, and a Chitinous Shield from Beelzebub's Chosen. Nothing super jumping out there for us. But I guess let's at least deliver these. If we're going to go take one of these big fights. We might as well do it the right way. Take the wrong type of griffins. Stupid, stupid, stupid. All right. And then I guess we'll just go for these guys. Hope for the best. AI controls all the other teams, right? Why would one AI say, if I have all the armies surrender to the biggest army, then I can consolidate all my armies into one and beat the human player? They do keep one big army typically around, but it depends somewhat on what they're going for. Now, you're ranged, you're ranged. You're not. You actually stop everybody else from taking range damage. So I wonder if I shouldn't do something like this. Ah, yeah, there's 3 sets of them. The good news is that they're all really slow. All friendly creatures take minus 40% damage from all sources. Or gain 2 initiative and 20% max HP. I guess let's take less damage. 6 to 9, 6 to 8, 6 to 9. So even if I rush forward with my cavalry, he's gonna be a bit of a gong show. These guys have paradoxical shots, so the further away we are, the more damage they do. If I take an extra 20% max HP, I'm also going to take less of a beating. I think let's do that. Everybody else, I'm going to have weight or attack at range. Just because they're next to the guy, so they're going to reduce the amount of damage they take. For now. 3-3-3. Ow. 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 It's a lot of dead bodies. Did not quite work as smooth as I'd hoped. But ain't that life. Alright, it's a new round. Let's cast. I can either go Weakening Ray or Blessing. 35% extra damage. Or no counterattacks. That's a good question. Let's go no counterattacks. Because then that Shoth is a little bit more attackable as well. Nice. Now, I kind of want him here because he shuts down the 2 of these guys. So even though he gets less hits off, I think it's the way to go. So this guy currently has Radiant Armor, Ariana's Touch. Ironically enough, like basically everything that I cast affects all friendly creatures. If I upgraded Enlarged Shadow, that could be good to cast on the Angel. I guess Optical Illusion can be good. For right now, I think I'm just going to do that. And let them do their thing. That Shoth is going to come in and probably attack that Archer as well, so... Defense by 5, speed by 1. So if I cast that, you also get Infused Armor? Yes, you do. And he gets to come in on him. Those guys are all shut down, so you're kind of the only one here that matters. Unfortunately, you do get to attack me for a bunch of damage. Attack and defense by 5, speed and initiative by 1. Do you get buffed from everything? Increases hero sight radius by 1 while in the army. No. You do get extra defense, and you get Nothing. You can get that extra counterattack thing, and you get currently nothing. You get something if you're upgraded, so honestly, I'm gonna buff him because that spreads to you as well. Great. Now, I also believe if I attack you, that griffin gets an attack. Counterattacks each time an adjacent enemy attacks a friendly creature. Oh. An adjacent enemy attacks a friendly creature. I believe I had that one a little bit wrong. I think you should just attack. If you come up here. And then we finish him off. All right, so losing 73 archers, not ideal. But we did get some good items out of it. Only problem is that I don't know that I can wear them all. This is +2 to all attributes now because I have 3 parts of this. Attack and defense, spell power, knowledge, spell power, knowledge. Friendly creatures are immune to all magic damage. That's so good. Yeah, you have some nuts. This would actually go really well on that guy, who's our scout. What is our curse? -3 spell power and knowledge. So, realistic fear. This guy can teleport through here at any moment. And he might wish to do that. I do not have the Fog of War removal ability right now. That says easy battle, but it also says 20 vampires. There's a max level Earth's Rage. Great for sieging. Not so good for anything else. That being said, I guess we'll take it. The Shadow Flight really ended up being a bit more of a bust than I anticipated. Kind of thinking about just hiding back here for a moment, because I did say I need to go through this portal as well. So maybe I'll do that. We do have Heretic Avis here, who produces a gem a day. Honestly, you'd be pretty good to buy. I'm up to 5 points here, so let's get friendly creatures get +1 initiative. I do want that extra gold, but I think that initiative is the better choice. That unlocks our next tier of law as well. Kitties are safe. AI kitties in game would be great. AI made kitty picks are bad. There are kitten horns in this game, which are our little monster kitties that if you attack, you go berserk. And then have to attack a bunch of other stuff around you. They can be pretty dangerous. We've had some bad kitten horn setups in the past. Ah, man, losing all my crossbows there was stupid. It was not good. Kind of trying to figure out like what else. Okay, he's going that way. That is temple territory over here, which is nice. I really don't like how long the computer's turns are. It's stressing me out. No? There we go. Wasn't allowed to click there for a minute. Steal 2 wood per day. Keep going up there for the meantime. Grab those crossbows. Grab that stable. Grab that money. Then we'll go that money in griffins. You're going to pick up mercury and gems. Thirteen other griffins there. All right. Let's fight these guys. We end up with like quite a lot of archers, which is nice. Ah, these guys are also very slow, which is nice. I'm just gonna say, let's hit him with a blessing. Then let him come on up. Blast them. That is a lot of damage. Can you all reach him this turn? No. So I might as well let him just do that. Oh. All right, well. Huh. Both of these portals go to the same area right next to each other. Interesting choice. We're going to run into the exact same thing here. View back 1. Do not go before him. Foolish. I guess I took off energize. So I'll hit him with that just so that guy can move back. Because he is currently the only one in range. Pass. Oh. Why take the damage? We'll take a powerful curse. -1 to all stats, but we got a wizard's amulet. +2 spell power. I feel like I already have the blessing spell. I do, so I don't need that one. I do want those crystals, though. We got easy battles for Medusas. I mean, this is all just artifacts all over the place here. So I'm really just tempted to say, let's just keep getting them. Oh, that does not give me much movement. All sounds useful, yeah. You got the Guild of the Six Winds. What do I need for the treasury? A bit more gems. You guys are all alchemical dust. All right, so the treasury is probably the only immediate thing I need here. Oh, and also more heroes. Do. Take advanced recruitment on this guy. Faux show. If this hero is in the city at the start of a week, growth of all creatures increased by an additional 50%. You know what? On this character, that's perfect. I can just park them in the city and then forget about them. Mac, hello. Good morning. Yeah, the computer doesn't exactly have any small armies. Like, even its smallest armies are big. Which is not great. I mean, that guy, not a small army. That guy was a small army. The other guys are all kind of like medium-sized. None of them, except for that like one army we saw really early on, seem to be doom stacks. That being said, we lost so many crossbows. That's a doom stack. That's the guy we saw early on. 250 of those Sun Aegises. Yeah, that's not a fun fight. I can't remember his special ability either, but I do remember it being very good. Ooh. Dust couplets are sometimes fun. Just because they have the ability to increase spell power. Takes 2 + 1 per 6. Oh, they fixed that. When we played Grove previously, that was just always 5. I'm not really sure I want any of those guys. I do want that, and I do want this. And over here, I do want this. And this. I want you to pick up that. Grab that wood. You can start making your way back. These are both economy-based heroes, so neither of them really needs troops. She at least is Heart of Hearts. So she's the better option for troops. Yeah, they really made it that you can't fly to any of those spots anymore. Aha! Why, that's an undefended city. I see why Orange is chasing me towards it so quickly. I'm going to get all my cursed items instead. That's a Monty Hall and another curse, so I guess we'll go there next. I have enough to upgrade the Sun Heralds. Or I can wait and I could go for the Sun Spears. Upgrading the Sun Spears is probably the better choice. Realistically. That's the morale buff. Which is actually kind of the one I want here. So I think I'll buff that one up. And then we see where else all the rest of them go. Mysteries. Oh. Did he just spawn there and then run away from there? I think he did. Or he came out of that city and ran away. Curious. Curious. Well, we'll keep a good pace with him. Okie day. So let's grab this before we go anywhere. Because a free city is a free city. This is a maxed out city too. Now, you might ask, can you hold this city? To which I would say, oh, absolutely not. Not a chance in hell. But I'll take the like 1 turn of gold I'll get from it. You got those griffins. So let's drop off. Follow them. You're going to save up for that hippodrome 1 more turn. You got Sun Boys, Marksmen, those boys, those boys. Flip, 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 flip. No cavalry. You need to sit in the castle with your special ability. Now, actually, I have a question. If the hero is in a city at the start of the week, does that mean you need to be actually like in the city? I don't know, but I guess it doesn't hurt. That is a +3 morale on an easy battle. You know what? I should take that. Friendly creatures gain attack equal to 20% of the hero's spell power. Doubled if we know sorcery, which we do. So that's like an extra 4 attack on everybody. That's thaumaturgy. We'll go with this for now. And we gon' fight this one. So we'll put you there, you there, you there, you there, you there, you there, you there. Well, they're all going to be in range next turn. Well, that's not true. But that guy's going to be in range next turn. For basically everybody. So I suppose we'd be well to move everybody up. I am going to do a blessing magic arrow. I'm gonna let him take that. It's only one. 32 to 44. So you got 100 guys doing 6 damage each. It's a lot of damage. He actually can't reach anybody as long as I don't go there. So I think I'm just gonna let you sit pretty, little kitty. Daylight. How much mana do I have? 113. Not a ton. Two initiative would get him up before everybody. All right, we're gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna donk. We're gonna give him the donks. Trying to figure out who does the least amount of damage here. I feel like it is actually probably that angel. Ooh, 2 turns. Can't reach. Oh, now you can. He is the tanky guy, so. You protect against ranged attacks. I do wonder, does long reach count as part of that? You do a shockingly small amount of damage. I guess I'm down to 63 of these guys right now. And he's going to come down here and attack him at range. So I'm probably best with that. Okay. I don't know why he wouldn't go for the hit there, but I am not going to complain. Red Dragon Flame Tongue. So that's 4 parts of the Dragon Father. We get 1 more and we're immune to all negative effects. This is a decent little start here. How am I liking Leah? So far, pretty good. I really like all the daylight spells. I'm really enjoying all the buff everybody cast multiple daylight spells a turn sort of thing. Considering a trip to Frankfurt, are beer gardens a real thing? I think so, yeah. How we make patios on top of buildings with outside bars and snacks and cute lights and call them bear gardens? I don't know. I feel like I've definitely been to a few of them. Now, do we want +2 attack or +4 defense? Good question. I think +4 defense. Defense. Hoo-ha. Defense. I don't have any armor, so picking up that would be nice. Gemstones, Mercury, Infiltrator. There's another artifact up there. What curse do we get? Less mana per day. No dragon artifacts here. Nope. Have you visited all the things? Yes, yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I don't have access to those crossbows yet. I guess I could send her through to the marketplace. Hold me closer, Onyx Dancers. It's an option. Then we have Curson, the Duke of Rage. So he's the guy who gets the upgraded Heroic Strike. He's also, like, not bad, because he can kind of use anybody. And I'm not too worried about him having spells of any tier. The only problem is, without a hive, I don't really have any place for him to refill his stuff. Having a bunch of extra cash is not a bad thing for us, because we just get more artifact markets. And being able to buy high-level artifacts is, like, something I never get to do in any campaign. Husband's going to the consulate there for a visa interview. Thinking of flying over to visit him. Nice. It's a good trip. I gotta figure out what there's to do in Rotterdam, because I'm going over there for the TwitchCon. And, I've been to Amsterdam a few times, but I've never been to Rotterdam. Beer Garden's very much a thing, super popular during summer to the point where it's sometimes difficult to find a spot without reservation. Ooh. Very widely in how cutesy they are. Find nice ones in Frankfurt, but you have to know that Frankfurt does not have a big beer culture. Interesting. Interesting. I would have just assumed everywhere in Germany has a big beer culture, but I guess that's racist. I guess I'm busted for racism. Gonna be one of those days. Yay, Sunspear Cab. Do you want to sell anything? I don't actually think that you do. Clap, 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 clap. I mean, 20 to 40 alchemical dust per day or whatever is good. East Guten. Let's go. Blessing? With my spirit and magic helmet. With my spirit and magic helmet. Not sure what my plan is right now. I'm just trying to soften all of them up. That was dumb. I know that they can do that. Let's just cast Weakening Ray. perfect. High morale. Boy, when these cavalry become Sunspear and they get even higher morale, it's going to be nuts. That was a max level web scroll. Oh, you have Enlarged Shadow, so you don't need that. You also have Thick Eyed. You also don't need that. You don't have Vengeance, so we could take that. Dispels haste speed reduction -4. And with that scroll, Vengeance becomes max level as well. So there are Medusa in here, but they ain't really what we're going for. You're kind of low on mana, so I don't think I'm going to push it with you. All right, I'm going to make a stupid decision, which is go check out what's on the other side of this portal. Never mind, it's a bunch of free loot. Advanced scouting. What's your thing? Your movement takes no terrain penalties. You also gain +1 sight radius. Area you control. Let's go long sight. Let's go... Ooh, I can also see what your things are. Heroic Strike deals 60 base damage. Friendly creatures always deal maximum and always take minimum. Interesting. We'll go Expert Scouting. Enemies can't see the detailed information about your army. When they try, they see random numbers of random creatures. So this guy doesn't have an army. "16 squares of the hero." I don't know, man. I feel like if he gets +1 sight radius every level, his sight radius is going to be 16 pretty quickly. I'm actually going to go counter espionage. I guess I might as well just give you basic daylight magic for now. Boy, you've gotten a lot of level ups off of this. We'll say that you have the brightest sun. Dude, I'm gonna keep letting you get level ups. You generate money per day. Pick 3 hero spells, 6th finger. Access to griffins. That's 1 mercury daily, which is really, really valuable. This guy gets attacked, I'm just going to flee with him. Okay, there is Vesper's big army, though, so his luck might have just run out. And we picked up enough alchemical dust that I can also upgrade our Hierophants. Not that we have a need to upgrade at the moment, but... Altonius, hello. Where on YouTube can I find more Heroes VODs? They are coming. They're going to be uploaded daily. All the live stuff is still on a bit of backlog right now. So, but they're going to be coming up basically every day. Close to every day. At least every other day. Rotterdam, 20 minutes from your husband? Well, he should come to TwitchCon then. Frankfurt, famous for Apfelwein? More comparable to cider. Usually drunk with sparkling water or lemonade. I love German words. They're so funny. Schleppel, Scheppel. So good. Different though. As a Frankfurter, I implore you to try it. Sounds pretty unique. Pretty weird and different. I have a question. Do we need to buy anything? I would argue I do need to buy crystals. At the very least, I'd like 5 crystals. That would allow me to build the treasury. 10 a day. Oh, yeah, because you're also making me some. Oh, yeah. Now, I could take Curse on Duke of Rage and just turn all of his units undead. I'm not sure where I sit on that right now. I think the jury's out still. I want to get those coins. All right, so you're sitting there. You're sitting there. Everybody's sitting pretty. Love to travel. Always try the food, drink of the locals if I can. May not like it, but at least I'll try. You got to. It's the only way to do it. Yeah, he's going to take that back. And that. Mine ore. Now, that guy doesn't have an army. So I could potentially snipe it. We're going to flee so that I can bring that guy back, because he is super duper useful, especially after getting that Pandora's box of XP. Old Lord Mandel. Kind of hoping we were going to get Old Lord Mandel ourselves. But alas, no such luck. All right. I mean, that's pretty small damage, but I think we can do better. What am I doing here? I don't know why I think I can do better. Oh, that's handy. That's handy. And now, I don't even know if I need to do this with 2 ranged guys, but I might as well. What's a little mana between friends after all? This hero can learn tier 5 daylight spells. Daylight spells gain +1 level. Currently, oh yeah, I already have that. All my daylight spells are already max level, so I just don't really know that I need to rush that at any point in time. 2 defense for each point of luck. Apparently I have 3 luck. I don't know how I have that. Oh, from the beer fountain. Oh, the beer fountain adds luck. I thought it had a morale. Spell power, mana restored. I do like that mana restored per morning. I also like that less damage from ranged attacks. Let's go advanced thaumaturgy for right now. We'll take the tunic of the Cyclops King for now. If you were to take the Celestial Spire, you could also get a bunch of the spells that you're missing. Oh, Noble Cav. $13. How much initiative do we get from this? 2. 8. So only my cavalry would move before them if I cast Ariana's Touch, which means they're all going to charge me, regardless of what I do. Which does make me feel like riposte is the play. I think. Okay. Guardian attack. Brilliant. That worked. I was hoping with putting that Griffin there that we'd be able to do that, that cool ability he has. We're going to go spell power with you, and then you're going to learn all your new spells, which is... I don't actually know if there are any new spells in here. I guess we'll find out. So there is +1 crystals over here. This hero ignores the restriction on using the same magic school twice. I mean, we already have that for daylight spells, so... Agent is being racist against another country. How American. Good job. Our country's racist? If, only if you run really fast. Only if we're talking about the rat race, man. Alright, real talk. Where the hell are we going? I think I'm going to hit that well and then maybe that portal. Oh, I should probably also kill this guy. You're going to deliver some units. Kind of feeling like I don't need to be at that marketplace right now, but you might need to be on delivery duty. Oh yeah, we got to buy back sticky fingers. Oh, sticky fingers. I am quite curious about this temple area. Wow, he kept all of his gear. That makes that item way more interesting to me. Do we have access to this spell? 6, 6, and 6. I quite like that spell because it cuts off the computer's ability to see things. For better or worse. +1 speed on Inquisitors, also pretty good. I'm gonna get that. Inquisitors are just so damn slow. Okay, so orange and green are kind of duking it out on the other side of that portal. Kind of duking it out, but not really. And I guess purple also is in here taking crystal veins. That's good. The more all these dum-dums fight amongst each other, the less these dum-dums fight amongst me. Capitalism always wins the races. Pretty sure it's rigged. Well, at a certain point, it grows too much that it can't win any races because it's too big. Ooh, those nasty purple armies. A lot of tier 6, tier 7 units. Lot of tier 6, tier 7 units. I guess you don't want any of these artifacts, really. You just get more spell casting. I'm not sure that that's right for us either. So you're going to come here. You're going to deliver all of these. Yeah. I suppose. I can trade off a bunch of this other stuff with you as well. Because why not? Do we have vengeance? We actually already do. So that scroll can go in here too. Right? You'll still have that max level? Yeah. All right, you need mana. You're gonna beat up these skeletons. Ooh, 29 vampires. You know what we don't have is that ability that does pure damage and heals. And I bet that would be nice. So this guy's got 12. So I could have Griffins and Cavalry go ahead of him if I do Ariana's Touch. And honestly, I don't really see why not. I don't know why I didn't attack that archer. It was really stupid. Especially because I had enough crossbows to kill him. Two, three, four, five, 6 movement? You're just gonna go there then. You could come in, hit one of these skeletons. Suffer 70 damage in return. Well, actually 218 to 300 is a pretty big difference. Tell you what, I don't think you need to. But here... Ah, okay, so Ariana's Chosen only lasts on one character. So this is a situation where I could cast this on someone and then have the angel replicate it to someone else. I think all I'm going to do here, though, is go Weakening Ray, Magic Missile. Oh, cool. We've got a special ability from somewhere in here. Yeah, whenever a creature kills an enemy, it fully restores its HP. So we just got to bring most of that back. Ooh, okay. When you put it that way. Now, 1 out of 3 random daylight spells. There's not really that many daylight spells we're missing. Shorten Shadow. Favorable Wind. Song of Power, Taunt. Clear Fog. Heavenly Blades was the one I was talking about. So this would make all creatures do 75 pure damage with attacks. Instantly destroy summon creatures. And also heal. Judgment is the other really nice one here. Because things like Vampire Stacks would just get absolutely obliterated by it. So, you're waiting on units. You're coming back through this portal. To pick up respawns. Okay. So there's an army here, there's an army here. A second wind. Thankfully this guy doesn't have terrain penalties, so... Okay, so most of this grove area doesn't seem to be claimed, really. That is some promising good news. Yes. Orange and green fight each other. So, I gotta be honest, it doesn't look like orange really has any units. No, sir, it does not. In fact, I think a small army could probably keep this. Green. Green is looking like the guy to beat right now. Which is a bummer, because he's also the temple character. I think that portal probably leads to his homeland. Yeah, there's his mega stack. That's really, if I can beat Vesper, then I can break green. And he's going to have a lot of artifacts. Really? You could reach me. All right. I'm a little surprised, but... Ooh, clear fog. Clear fog is definitely more valuable and also higher tier. It is a new week, so we have lots of stuff to recruit. Let's grab our dum-dums around the map first, though. Grab our stuff. We have Omen Callers, Excalibur. We do have the Dragon Belt. +3 spell power and knowledge. That'd give me 4 items. Almost definitely we can save up for that. Slash, I feel like when we go to do our unit delivery, we'll be ready to rock. So, Light Weavers, I said I was going to turn these into Hierophants because they have the higher morale, and we are kind of going on a morale build right now. Well, you can get almost everything. Almost. We might as well clear this out. Seeing the potential opportunity for what's inside. Reapers here do Apex Predator, which is not so fun. They also have 12 initiative, which is not so fun. They're all gonna go before me. And they have 6 movement. With Murderous Glee. Yeah, so we're gonna have to do the riposte unaffected. Huh. Does not affect magic creatures. Good to know. Well, soften some of them up a little bit at least, so that the riposts hit harder. That's promising. I thought riposte was unlimited attacks. Oh, they can make a +1 counterattack per round. My bad, geez. You will probably get killed by those 2 sets of archers. And if not, those riposts will take you out. But you will get killed by those 2 rounds of archers. All right, so we lose 10 basic guys. That's pretty good. I'm going to take that plus 10% mana restored per morning. Cave in scroll. Plus 4 spell power, or whenever the opponent casts a spell, restore 40% of its cost as mana to the wearer. Plus 3 spell power and knowledge. If we give this over to the other guy, he has the dagger as well. And the boots? Do we have magic boots in this round? Well, you might as well come back, grab a doom stack. Honestly. Might as well. Counter the temple guy pretty hard with blocking daylight spells. This is true. You raise a pretty good point. So I think I am going to set up to go through that purple portal and go look for the temple city. Is there a temple city? There is. Okay. And there's an army up there. It's an Acropolis city. This is an unopened area. As is this. And there's a city right there. So that's a schism city we could get pretty easy. Huh. Do I want a schism city? I mean, I guess I want any city. Schism special building is recruit from any external dwelling. And I think they do have artifact markets. Do we have town portal yet? No, we took Shadow Flight. Okay. Should have looked if there was a city here as well. I do think that temple city is probably the best thing to get, though. Because then we get more temple units. You know what? I gotta swap these cavalry and light bringers out as well. You and you need to be traded. And then or the money to upgrade anybody. Or I should say I don't have the money yet. Doop 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 doop. Sheesh. That ain't cheap. Well, you might as well stay put then, I guess. Oh, actually, maybe you're good. That was just enough cash. Hierophants, that's what I wanted. Yes. 30 Sun Spear Cab and 57 Hierophants. I don't know who's getting that armor. You are, I think. Yeah. So this feels like a pretty mean stack. You know, I might even come down here and just grab this traveling circus first, because it is a free level up. AI player lost orange. So, that suddenly means this green player gets to play a lot more aggressively against me. That being said, he's currently pretty far on the other side of this zone. Purple's got a pretty mean stack there. 5-9 Sun Spear Cav, Noble Cav, 5-9 Vampires. Huh. Oh? Interesting. He popped his little nose out here at me. So he's got a lot of very high tier units. But only 1 to 4 of most of them. He's got some good Reapers and he's got some of those Hollow Knights that guarantee a kill on hit. But I feel like that's not the worst thing for us to be fighting. Got those. Get them, get them, get them. Everybody back on the bus. So I gotta see if I can get that belt by the end of this. Onyx Dancers. Pathfinder. This is a Schism character. Oh, Leon Sticky Fingers. I am really boxed in here. All right, I gotta take this guy out. For sure victory, but I bet we can do even better. Now, I'm fighting an actual person here. Actual person. I'm fighting an actual AI. So grouping all my units together becomes a bit of a different ordeal. Let's do that. What did you hit me with? Unnatural calm. 20%. Let's go Ariana's touch. You can't reach me this turn. So let's counter that with the blessing. We go down 20%, but up 35. Who's going to do the least damage here? I actually kind of think it's you. Still. One, 1, 4, 9, 2, 3. You and you go fastest. You're going to kill an angel if you reach them. So we'll get rid of him. Go for the Sun Spear Cav? Do. You guys have 13. You have 14. You have 16 initiative. Jesus. You have Swift Strike. I don't really have any bait characters here. So if I move this Griffin forward, this Griffin is getting hit many times. Now, that being said, this Griffin can counterattack twice per turn. Okay. Did you have barrier? Unnatural calm. Sorry, at no point here he cast barrier? The skill. Prevents lower tier enemies from attacking this creature until the end of the round. Terror. Oh, once per battle, this creature plainly refuses to die. Well, Bart. Now, here's a real good question. If I move the Sunspear cabin, do you think they'll attack the Griffin or the Sunspear Cav? Griffin. Swift Strike. Okay. Ten crossbows. Yeah, the high morale was what I was really hoping for on a lot of this. Those go boom, right? Yeah, I don't want them to go boom. You are actually did this time. I got no choice. They gotta go boom. Okay. Not a single artifact. I'll be honest, that's a little disappointing. I would have hoped for at least one artifact out of that. So let's just grab all that stuff. This guy's gonna try his luck again. I guess not quite yet. You're gonna go 10% extra gold. We'll see what happens. Jackie, hello, what's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry, the YouTube hiding chat on me sometimes. Come on in. Welcome to the apocalypse. That just went green. Poiple. You got a bunch of items. And your army's not that good. So I could probably snipe him. This guy's army is good, though. What's funny is that purple is a hive hero. Yeah, your army's not bad. It's not crazy. So he's probably got around the same amount of... This looks like a pretty equal army. I beat him a little bit on the high end. This guy I definitely beat more decisively. So I am going to go for him first. We'll go you. Do you have sharpshooter? No. Can I give you some tips on how to play Necropolis? I mean, there's a couple different builds you can go for. I found one that was like pretty friendly, was focusing on wraiths, focusing on summons, and then trying to get skills that scale off of, or getting unit upgrades that scale off of units dying, because if things get summoned, those count as units dying, so you guys are able to scale up a bit more. Necropolis is like you're gonna end up focusing a lot more on the turnover of units, I think. But also your stack can build up pretty high. Skeleton archers, you'll end up with a huge stack of skeleton archers. I guess one thing is, like, don't be afraid to grab a bunch of, say, basic skeletons and just split them into one stacks so that you can send them out to take counterattacks. You have a lot of these units in that they are expendable. So knowing when to be able to go out and say, like, oh, okay, let's just waste this unit on this to get rid of this counterattack is a good idea. Also, certain things like the race. If you're attacking something that doesn't have parry, the wraiths are going to get a bunch of units when they attack, so they're really good to soak up counterattacks, because they'll heal, get a bunch of units, they'll take the counterattack, they'll lose a bunch of those temporary units, but they'll still end up taking 0 or equal damage. Ow. What's this dweeb got? Inquisitors, Sun Spears, Doggies, Hive Queen. Extra magic damage. What I have is a lot of mana. This guy's got the artifact where you can't cast tier 1, tier 2 units. Tier 1, tier 2 abilities. He also doesn't have any ranged units. So I'm going to cast Riposte. What was that spell? Impending Fate. Do I have that? I don't think I do. I think that's an arcane spell, and I think it's the flat pure damage. Everybody here but you can wait. Rogue strike him. Nice. They're getting hit with some low morales there as well. Looks like I see I'm surrounded by rocks. I have a post up? Right? Oh, dude, I'm just going to move forward with you. If that vampire tries to kill me, it's going to get absolutely destroyed. Just in case, let's do that. Yeah. That's what I thought, kiddo. Squawk. Key day. Squawk. Easy peasy. Take a bit from those spells, but relatively easy peasy. We'll upgrade expert defense here. And then I'll say 15 attack or -1 damage. I'm gonna go -1 damage. Some nice items. What do we got? The chain link I don't want to use. Friendly creatures deal extra range damage. I'm in favor of that. Friendly creatures deal 10% melee damage. I also like that one, but... well, actually, for now, I could put that on. You have Cave-In, Earthring. Let's get rid of Cave-In. Actually, let's get rid of Web. I don't really care about that one so much. I think if you want to have success with Necro, the first step is to put on some really evil sounding music. Yes. Yeah. Game is absolute peak. Oh, same. I've been hooked. Dangerously hooked. Did he have another army? I don't think he did. Tell you what, let's just go right here, because now I'm at least on native terrain. So I'm getting the native terrain buffs. I don't know if that exists for these guys. Okay, okay. Dump. I'm gonna have this guy come through and try to steal these crystals. Oh, I'm worried about green. Pretty worried I've let one character get a lot bigger than the rest. Oh, Hierophants. You have that armor too. Nice. Okay. I forgot to give those boots over to that other guy, but that's okay. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Upgrade. And Hierophants are what I want here. Okay, I don't suppose you're good enough to take out that. No, that's still a lethal battle. Are there any buffs? Yeah. So we'll have her go through and try to get some buffs now at this point. I'm feeling pretty good with Leah's army here. And 14, 72. Okay. Three points for Town Portal. It's also going to be our next upgrade. I think we're going to end up with some green stacks coming at us pretty soon. Dang it, man. This guy loves getting caught. No matter where he goes. If I put those 10 movement boots on him, at least it'll help. Alexa, play Imperial March. Ba, 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 bow, ba, 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 bow. Sorry, I'm not Alexa. My bad. Well, the good news, if he ran away from me, it definitely means he thinks he can't beat me in that fight. Let's give that bag of gems over to you. Sorry, did you just run away with those boots that I need? God, yeah. Oh, Leon Sticky Fingers. I guess. I'll give him that sword. You know what? I'm going to disenchant that. Short Shadow or Clear Fog for you. Or Short Shadow. I suppose there's probably, yeah, a few Onyx Dancers there we could pick up. Need 100 or I need 75 from other superiors. Kind of want to just save up for the Apotheosis guys first. So the reasonable thing here. I think would be to chase down that army. Nice. Mostly because I just know that there's a city back there and I would like to take it. I don't really know what to do with the rest of yous. Somehow you haven't hit that knowledge garden. That olive garden. Is Onkos a good necro hero? I don't know what his ability does. I would say there's no such thing as a bad hero. It just depends on whether or not you want them as your first hero or a hero down the line. Like, for example, I would not necessarily pick someone who is 500 gold a day or +1 gem a day as your starter hero. That is difficult advice. You get improved Onyx Dancers. But you get better scouting. Just thinking I have access to that place that spawns Onyx Dancers, but I don't know if that's like a good enough reason to get a hero. Yeah, I only have one more slot, so I think I'm better saving that. Cute story, children's message at church. Pastor asked the kids, do you know who to look to when we're lost? And one of them shouts, sir? Siri. God is dead. Siri has killed him. That's pretty funny. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, they're not wrong. We already used the GPS. Papa. Oh. Yeah? You're just going to run past me. Am I going to let you do that? I think I am. Because I think you're going to go after green. Delicious Temple City. Delicious maxed out Temple City. So we're going to pick up Apotheosos, and we're going to pick up the... I think the Mother Superiors. Because they're better tanks. Which is how I like using them. Do you have anything in here I want? Why, you happen to have the dragon belt in here that I need. That is also in my other city. The only problem is that you don't have the money to let me get it. But you'd be really good. Can I sell items? I can. But they're not worth very much money. I'd rather break them down. I think. There are other heroes here. You're a pretty small stack, and you are... generally small-ish. So I might as well have you just grab all this stuff. Ooh, you know what? I'd love that alchemical dust. Especially if you don't take terrain penalties. You're going to grab these and come back. There's lots of stuff around here that I want, but until... basically, until those guys come through, they're not worth grabbing. And if I have 2 turns until the zone resets... if I could get to that marketplace, that might be the play. Might be able to just make enough money. More skeletons, 1 power and defense buff for skeletons. They're way stronger in native terrain. Period law upgrades even stronger. Only battle on their terrain. Yeah. Well, skeletons are also nice just because you can mass an absurd number of them. Now, they do fall apart like they're made of bones. Weird as that is. But they serve a purpose. If I buy Global Flight or Dimension Door with Dust, those spells won't work on the map. If you buy them with Dust... you can't buy them with Dust. You can only buy them with astrology points. Unless that was something different in the demo. Or I'm misunderstanding you, possibly. Alright, we gotta find a way to make some money. They don't work on the map. You do have to still visit an observatory to learn the spells. So even if you unlock it, you still have to have a hero actually go, like, to town in order to get them. You know what? I'm going to leave Leon out here so we can get the rest of this alchemy points. Oh, and I'll tell you what. For which do I want that item? I need like 10,000 gold. I guess the answer is I want it a lot. So, if I was to do that, now I have 5 of these items equipped. Friendly creatures are immune to all negative effects. If I get 3 more, I'm immune to all magic damage. Okay. I could reach him with the second wind. It's half my movement. Nah, just stay there for now. I don't want to lose the recruitment pool. You can actually go that way. And you can go that way. So we'll have them all recruit their stuff. You're waiting their turn just to pick up that extra dust. Does growth increase for any of these guys if I upgrade them? No, only for them, and I don't have the points. So I can get +1 gem a day. Spells were in your spellbook. I also paid the mana to cast them. I also playing an Apocalyptic every day. Didn't manage to go past the second month. Even if you bet the first big fight, the second opponent ends you. I mean, avoiding fights is, I think, the key to Apocalyptic. Though, I don't know. I'm also a bit worried that green is going to end up with a big snowball army, so... Yeah, they should. Once you have the spell, they should work when you cast them. But should and do are different scenarios. That's not a max level clear fog, is it? No, it is not. But you could cast it up here. Aha! So there's another purple city. And I tell you what, if you're just going to stay in town, you do have the max level clear fog. Okay. Milos' Curse. Anti-magic shield. It's kind of keeping an eye out for certain artifacts now. Pandora's Box. Wish I could town portal up here with, like, any of these other characters. I'm gonna have to get Leon up there. Tried the astrology point strategy to unlock Shadowflight or Dimension Door to go past certain areas, but it doesn't work. Ah, okay, so the problem you might be having is that if an area... Do I have an example of this? I thought I did. Here. If an area is gray, like this, like black and white, it means that the army on the border hasn't been killed, and you can't actually enter an area until the border army is killed. So if it is black and white, then it means you can't Dimension Door, you can't Shadowflight into it. The other thing is, like, if you're trying to... This is something I just learned earlier. If you're trying to sneak behind people, armies, and pick up stuff, like, say you wanted to not fight this stack, but you wanted this stuff, because all of these squares are filled, you actually can't Shadowflight in here either. There has to be an empty square for you to Shadowflight in. You can't just, like, pick up an item and stay on the mountains, which is very frustrating. But, I don't know, also makes sense. Okay, we're at the end of the week. I feel like this is the perfect time for us to cut our first video today, so we're going to do that. And we hope you come back and join us in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.